ചോയ്സിലേക്ക് സ്വാഗതം. മധുരപുരി ആശ്രമത്തിൻ്റെയും ഗ്ലോബൽ ഓർഗനൈസേഷൻ ഫോർ ഡിവൈനിറ്റിയുടെയും സ്ഥാപകനായ ശ്രീ ശ്രീ മുരളീധര സ്വാമിജികളുടെ ശിഷ്യരിൽ പ്രധാനിയും അദ്ദേഹത്തിൻ്റെ സെക്രട്ടറിയും ഒരു തികഞ്ഞ തത്വചിന്തകനും വാഗ്മിയും കൂടിയായ ശ്രീ ഭാഗ്യാജി എന്നറിയപ്പെടുന്ന ഡോക്ടർ ഭാഗ്യനാഥൻ ഈയിടെ ഗ്ലോബൽ ഓർഗനൈസേഷൻ ഫോർ ഡിവൈനിറ്റി ഓസ്ട്രേലിയ സംഘടിപ്പിച്ച പ്രോഗ്രാമുകളുടെ ഭാഗമായി ഇദ്ദേഹം 31 ഒക്ടോബർ മുതൽ 26 ഡിസംബർ വരെ ഫിജി, ന്യൂസിലൻഡ്, പപ്പുവ-ന്യൂ-ഗിനിയ, ഓസ്ട്രേലിയ എന്നിവിടങ്ങളിൽ സന്ദർശിച്ച് പ്രഭാഷണങ്ങൾ നടത്തി. ഏഷ്യാവിഷൻ പ്രേക്ഷകർക്കു വേണ്ടി പ്രത്യേകമായി നടത്തിയ പ്രഭാഷണ പരമ്പരയുടെ രണ്ടാം ഭാഗം.
Global Organization for Divinity has this one object of establishing Namadwars all over the world. Namadwar simply would mean a center for chanting the divine names, for universal prayers, and for value-based education, especially to the younger lot, to the youth, to the children. This is what Namadwar represents. It is something that would not be limited to a particular culture, to a particular religion, to a particular language, but the spirit of Namadwar, as our master would put it, is it's truly universal because God is universal. Spirituality is universal. It is not something that is bound by any tiny circle, and Namadwar represents exactly that. Service to the community, service to the country, and spiritual awakening by chanting the divine maha mantra. This is what we do in Namadwar, and the one thing that Swamiji would lay utmost stress upon is prayers. He would say that, do you know what is the most powerful thing in the whole world? It is a prayer. It is not anything else but a heartfelt prayer. This word prayer, it means different things to different people, isn't it? There was a stage when all of us thought prayer means having this list of wishes that we carry around and we go and read it when we go to a place of worship. So I have all these wishes and I want God to sanction all of them, so I will just go and read all of them. That's what I thought prayer was. But what is the best prayer? What is the most ideal prayer? This has been taught by Swamiji through this Namadwar, which is what I wish to share with you. Rather than sit and make up this list where I say, I want this, I want that, I do not want this, I think this is right for me, rather than do that, would it not be simpler to allow God to do that for us? Because look at us. Look at how limited our intellect is. I do not know what's happening beyond these four walls. I cannot tell you what's going to happen the next second. I cannot remember what happened so many years ago. It's very limited. We are limited by time, we are limited by space, and every single thing around us is limited. So would it make sense to draw that list of prayers using all these limited faculties that we have? Swamiji would say, won't it be smarter to give that responsibility to that limitless God who knows everything, who's all powerful, who's there everywhere, and who on top of everything cares about us more than anybody else, more than the closest that we hold on to. It is God who is so full of that love and compassion, who cares about us. So give that to God, put the ball in his court, and that is the best prayer, he would say. In other words, a very beautiful story that he once told me comes to mind. He said there was a man in a country. He was from a very modest background and he did not have too much of wealth. He was a very ordinary man, but he had one wish. He knew that the country was ruled by this king, the powerful king, the emperor. And he thought, how I wish I could meet the emperor one day. How I wish the emperor could come to my place. Why can't he come to my place? That would be the greatest day. He used to think about this very often. And one day it so happened that this message that he had in his heart through some friend actually reached somebody who knew the king very well. They told the king, there is a man, a poor man with a very ordinary background. He's sitting in this tiny village and he wants you to come to his house. He really wants it. He loves it. He wants you to come. So why don't you do that? The king said, okay, fine. If somebody wants that, somebody loves me so much, I have to go to his place. I'm bound by his love. So the king says, I will visit him. And the news is conveyed to our friend who's sitting in this village. The moment he hears that, he's excited. His joy knew no bounds, and that settled in few minutes, and he was a bit scared now. Oh, the emperor is going to come to my house, but my house is not prepared for that. Look at the mud walls. I don't even have a proper chair. What food will I offer to him while I have very simple food myself? There is no comfort in this place that is worthy of a king to visit. He thought, he was very scared. So there was joy on one side and he was very scared too. Why did I even ask for him to come? He was wondering, but even as he was thinking about this, the king would also know the same thing, isn't it? The king knows his background. The king knows all of that. So what the king does, he sends his group of people. He sends the best engineers. He sends the best cooks. He sends the best architects, and they design this beautiful palatial mansion for this man. They give him everything. They equip the place. The best food is cooked. All arrangements are made. And once it is ready, the king comes to that house. He enters into the house with all royalty. He comes in and he takes that seat. That king, friends, my Swamiji would say, is God. Rather than ask him for, I want food, I want clothing, I want this, I want that, just ask for God. Ask for the king to come to your house. Ask for God to come to your heart. When he comes to your heart, he will also make sure that the entire group comes in, and he will ensure that his stay with you is comfortable, which means your life will also be comfortable. So don't try hard to make that list. Allow God to do it for you. And how do you do that? How do you do that? How do you invite God? That inviting God is what is known as chanting the divine names. That is this Hare Rama that we chant, which is what we do in Namadwar. There is a Namadwar in the making in Australia, and it is done with this very same purpose, the message of Guru Maharaj. Thank you so much.